Hey everybody, Lorelia here, and today I am coming to you with a video discussing the PPP SBA COVID loan. So today I'm talking about how to get your loan forgiven. So at this point, I've been doing a lot of videos talking about the PPP loan for small business owners, gig economy folks, freelancers, self-employed individuals. And one of the biggest things that is a concern of people is, how do I get the loan forgiven? Now, what today I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what you need to do to make sure that how you can get the loan forgiven, because that's one of the biggest dynamics about this particular loan, is that most people are trying to figure out, okay, if I get this loan, how can I give it forgiven? How can I give it forgiven? Because the worst thing that you want to have happen to you is for you to get this money and don't really have a plan of action on what you need to do to proceed with following the rules in order to get it forgiven. And so what I find is that a lot of people are not able to get the right counsel that they need to get these funds. And so that's why I'm doing these videos, is because for those who have a lot of questions but are unable to get answers, that's why I'm doing this video. So what I'm going to do is I am going to share my screen. And I'm going to give you an illustration on something that you will be able to follow in order to get the funds forgiven. So right now I am on the treasury.com site, and I'm actually under, if you're looking at my screen right here, small business direct COVID link. Because like I've said in other videos, I want to take you to the source. You know, don't take my word for it. I'm going to take you for where you can go look at it for yourself. Once you get on this page, I want you to go right here, top line overview of the PPP. Once you do that, that's going to take you to this page right here. I've already have it pulled up. Small Business Paycheck Protection Program. Now, the reason why I want to outline a few things, because I want you to really see visually and for illustration purposes what it's going to look like if you are one of those who did get the funds awarded to you. Because like I said in other videos, I truly believe that those who are unable to get funding, it is really decided because either some individuals don't have the right counsel and other individuals is down to reporting. Because once again, if you do not have employees and you're a gig economy person or a sole proprietor or solopreneur, whatever you call yourself, and you don't have employees, your numbers are going to be based on your 2019 Schedule C. And so what does that look like if you don't have your accounting up to date? It's not going to look too great. And so that is the same way with this. The same way people were like a deer in headlights with trying to get the funding, there's still individuals who are like a deer in headlights trying to get the funding. I'm in numerous PPP Facebook groups on Facebook, and people are still like, I don't know what to do. Do I have, if I have employees, do I do this? If I don't have employees, do I do this? So the list goes on and on. So right now I'm going to do this video as if you have gotten the fund. So if you're looking at this page It says Paycheck Protection Program, small business funds to pay up to 8 weeks of payroll costs, including benefits. What does that mean? So at the point that your money is dispersed to you into your bank account, the clock begins to tick. So now this video is going to show you what you need to do to have your loan forgiven. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up this spreadsheet and I'm going to illustrate for you what it should look like. So let's just say you have a general bank account. Now, for some business owners, this is really how they operate. I'm going to make this bigger so people can see my screen. You have a general bank account. This is where the funds are going to be deposited. So you've been awarded the funds, they go into X bank account, but in this general bank account, you have other money that comes in. You have the revenue or income that you get from your business. You may pay some bills with this account, this account. Everything is flowing into this general bank account. Now, if you are a smart business owner, you will have several. So you have this general bank account, and then you have maybe a payroll bank account. Now, this is for the person who may pay payroll, and what flows in and out of this account is the payroll costs. And that would be, to the taxing authority. So I'm going to put taxes. That's going to be salary. That's going to be wages, etc. Now that's if you're a smart business owner. You have the money flowing into here. So now let's say now you get the PPP funds. Too many P's. Where is this money going to go? Where is the money going to go? Is it going to go into the general bank account? Is it going to go into the payroll bank account? Where's the money going to go? Where? Well, if you're smart, you're going to create, it's not going to go here and it's not going to go here. And it's not even going to go into a savings. What it's going to go into is a PPP funds bank account. Now, depending on who you bank with, you can pretty much do this online. Now, I know here in New Jersey, many of our banking institutions are still closed due to the pandemic. So if I wanted to physically go to a bank, I couldn't do it. But if I wanted to do it online, I can, because many of the large retail banks, I can't speak for, smaller banks, township banks, or credit unions. If your banks are closed and you can't physically go inside, many of them do have the online features where you can go ahead and just create an account. Now, when you do create that account is solely going to be for PPP funds only. That's it. PPP funds only. That's not going to be for anything else. So if you had the money deposited into the general bank account, because a lot of times that money is going to come from a wire, what you want to do is you want to automatically have it transferred to your newly formed PPP funds bank account. Why do you want to do that? Because your ability to get your funds forgiven is based on how well you do the accounting. Now I'm going to go back over to that Treasury dot sheet. Why do I want to go to the sheet? Because I want you to see in black and white, what does it say? It says that small businesses with funds to pay up to 8 weeks of payroll costs, including benefits, funds can also be used to pay interest on mortgages, rent, and utilities. Now, of course, along with payroll. But this is the kicker. This is the kicker. In order for you to have the loan forgiven, if you see right here, fully forgiven, if that is your goal, I got this money, I want it to be fully forgiven, I don't want to worry about me getting in debt, I don't want my business to get in debt, then you have to follow the rules. What are the rules? Funds are provided in the form of loans that will be fully forgiven when used for payroll cost, interest on mortgage, rent, and utilities. Due to the likely high subscription, at least 75% of the forgiven amount must be used for payroll. So what does that mean? Let's do the math. If you were awarded $150,000 in funding, 75% of that, let's do the calculation. 75% of 150 is 112,000. That is how much of it would have to be used for payroll. So if you're wondering, how am I going to get the loan forgiven? It can't just all be used for rent. It can't just all be used for utilities. Although you can use the funds, the funds for those things, but in order for you to get it forgiven, so let's do a smaller amount. Let's say you had a $50 loan. And you wanted to know how much the percentage is, 75%, that would be $37,500. That is how much of that $50,000 would need to go towards payroll. So I just want you to see, so you won't be surprised, because the one thing that I've been saying is that everything that you want to know about this particular loan program is here right in black and white. But now I want to go again and discuss the topic at hand. So we want to get the loan forgiven. We have created our newly formed PPP funds bank account. Now that we have that account created, we're going to make sure that only PPP funds are being used. This is where we pay our payroll. This is where we pay our rent. If we are paying on a bank loan, our mortgage interest. And this is where we're paying our utilities. That's the only thing that is going to come out of this account. We're not going to pay Amazon. We're not going to buy meals with it. We're not going to buy gifts. We're not going to buy inventory for the company. We're only going to use this because, remember, we are starting with the end in mind. So if we know that we want the end to be that the loan is going to be forgiven, we are going to make sure our accounting is showing that. So when we go back to the bank to be able to apply, because remember, it's an 8-week period. Where am I getting the 8 weeks? Let's go back to the Treasury document and see right here. Funds to pay up to 8 weeks of payroll costs. So once again, we have an 8-week period that needs to show that the funds were used for as such: payroll, rent, mortgage interest, utilities. But remember, our goal is to get it fully forgiven, so we know 75% or more has to be used for payroll. It all can't go 75% to rent, or 75% of utilities, or 75% to mortgage interest. It has to go 75% of payroll, although you could pay those other things, but understand where the bulk of the funds have to go. So now that we know we're starting with the end in mind, we know we want to get our loan forgiven. These are the accounts that would have to be used. I mean, these are the items that would have to be used with that bank account because we want clean books. Now, see, that's why I'm doing this video, because what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of people who are going to get this money, and they're not going to have no type of accounting procedure to show that the money was solely used for that. And what happens is that now they're trying to apply to get it, to get it forgiven, and they're going to have to try to put together some type of accounting to show that the funds were only used for this. Now, I wanted to do a separate video on the topic, but understand fraud is real and is running rampant in terms of these SBA loan programs that are out. I came across a video, and I'm going to actually do I'm going to do a separate video on the DOJ, Department of Justice, going after individuals, business owners, businesses that they believe that use fraud in order to get the funds. That's why I'm doing this video, to show you this is what clean accounting and books would look like for you if your goal is to get it forgiven, starting with the end in mind. Most people are just looking at, how do I get the money? I've always said in other videos, whether it was PPP, SBA funding, or any other type of funding, getting the money is easy. It's the other work that's involved in it. It's the hard part. And that is what I want to share with you and really bring home to you in this video. The money is easy to get, but what do you have a system in place to be able to get it forgiven? So that's my whole point of this video. If you found some value in this video, what I want to share with you, I have another video that I want to share with you. If you go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com, if you are someone who is looking for business credit, I want you to go to bizcredit.yourmoneymentor.com to learn more. So once again, this is Lorelia, and I look forward to talking to you in the next video.